Tonight, you will lie down on a soft mattress, pull the blanket up to your chin and get annoyed because your pillow feels a little too warm. 400 kilometers above your ceiling, 6 people are also getting ready for bed. Their bedroom is falling around the planet at 28,000 kilometers per hour. There is no bed inside, no pillow, no mattress. Lying down is physically impossible. An astronaut who dozes off floating free will drift across the module and headbutt a $100 million science rack. So how do astronauts actually sleep up there? The answer involves bags bolted to walls, 16 sunrises every single day, and an invisible cloud of carbon dioxide that forms around your head while you dream. NASA has spent over 60 years solving this problem. Some solutions are clever, a few are genuinely scary. By the end of this video, your own bed will feel like the greatest machine ever built. Start with the basic problem. In orbit, up and down do not exist. On Earth, gravity presses you into the mattress all night. Your brain reads that pressure as safety. In space, your body touches nothing. You hang in the dark like a diver who never reaches the water. So every astronaut on the International Space Station sleeps inside a sleeping bag attached to a wall. The bag has a zipper, holes for your arms, and straps that press you softly against the padding. That gentle pressure tricks your nervous system into believing you are lying on something. Most crew members get a private cabin. NASA calls it a crew quarters. Each cabin is about the size of a phone booth with padded white walls. Inside there is one sleeping bag, a laptop, headphones, family photos, and zero room to stretch your legs. Russian cosmonauts sleep the same way in their own pods on the other side of the station. You can sleep on the ceiling, on the left wall, or upside down by Earth standards. Your body cannot tell the difference. Some astronauts strap a small pillow to their head with an elastic band. It does nothing for their neck. It just feels like home. And weightlessness quietly rebuilds your body overnight. Your spine stretches, and over a mission astronauts come home up to 5 centimeters taller. Sounds almost cozy so far. It stops being cozy in about 60 seconds. The station circles the whole planet every 90 minutes. That means the sun rises 16 times every 24 hours. A sunrise, 45 minutes of blinding daylight, a sunset, then 45 minutes of darkness, again and again. Your brain uses light to decide when to release melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy. 16 sunrises a day completely confuse that system. Orbital sunlight is also brutal. With no atmosphere to soften it, it hits the windows at full strength. So the crew shut the window covers before bed and strap on black eye masks. In 2016, NASA replaced the station lights with adjustable LED panels. In the evening, they glow warm and dim, like a sunset indoors. In the morning, they switch to harsh blue, which tells the brain to wake up. Mission Control literally fakes an entire planet's day and night cycle with light bulbs. Now for the strange part. The moment astronauts fall asleep, their bodies stop obeying them. With no gravity, relaxed arms do not rest at your sides, they rise. Astronauts drift off and their arms float up in front of their chest like a sleepwalking cartoon zombie. Veteran crew members tuck their hands under the straps. Rookies wake up at 3 a.m. to the sight of their own hand hovering over their face. Your head needs no pillow because it weighs nothing. Your neck muscles fully relax for the first time in your adult life. Several astronauts say it is the deepest physical rest they have ever felt. Others toss inside their bags for the first week. Snoring also nearly vanishes. A NASA-funded study found that weightlessness keeps the airway open, so the loud snorer on Earth goes quiet in orbit. One more side effect. Without gravity pulling fluids down, your face puffs up overnight like you slept face down in a pool. Quick question for you. Could you sleep strapped to a wall with your arms floating in front of you? Be honest in the comments. Because what comes next is the part that worries NASA the most. Every time you exhale, you release carbon dioxide. On Earth, warm air rises, cold air sinks, and your breath drifts away from your face on its own. In weightlessness, hot air does not rise. Nothing moves unless a fan pushes it. So while an astronaut sleeps, the carbon dioxide from their own lungs slowly gathers around their head. An invisible bubble of used air growing thicker with every breath. Breathe inside that bubble long enough and you get headaches, dizziness, a racing heart. Keep going and you would eventually suffocate in a room full of oxygen. That sounds made up. It is a verified engineering problem on every spacecraft since the 1960s. The fix is simple and slightly ridiculous. Astronauts sleep next to an air vent. Every crew quarters has a fan that blows a constant breeze across the sleeper's face, all night, every night. If a ventilation fan fails during the night, sensors wake the crew immediately. Imagine needing a machine to blow your own breath away from your face. That is the level of detail keeping 6 people alive up there. If you enjoy the parts NASA rarely advertises, subscribe. There is more of that coming right now. Here is the twist nobody expects. NASA schedules 8.5 hours of sleep for every astronaut every night. The actual average, measured across years of missions, is barely 6. A major study published in the Lancet Neurology tracked 64 astronauts on the station. 3 out of 4 used sleep medication at some point during their mission. Sleeping pills are the most commonly used drug in orbit, ahead of painkillers, ahead of everything else. Think about who these people are. Test pilots, surgeons, engineers selected from thousands for staying calm under pressure. The best trained sleepers on Earth, in the most expensive bedroom ever built, rest worse than you do on a Tuesday. Part of it is the workload. A 12-hour day packed with experiments, repairs, and exercise. Part of it is adrenaline. You are in space. Your childhood dream is humming all around you. And part of it is that every small noise might mean an emergency. About that noise. The station is never silent. Pumps push water through cooling loops. Fans run 24 hours a day because still air kills. Gyroscopes spin, filters hiss. Metal expands and contracts with a pop every time the station crosses from sunlight into shadow. The background hum sits around 60 to 70 decibels, roughly an old refrigerator parked next to your pillow. NASA hands out custom-molded earplugs. Some astronauts wear noise-cancelling headphones until they drift off, and a few learn to love the hum. Chris Hadfield described the station's noise as the sound of machines keeping you alive. When a fan stops on the station, the silence wakes astronauts up. Silence means something just broke. All of this leads to the deeper problem. Space removes your bed first, then it quietly steals your sense of time. The station runs on Greenwich Mean Time, a compromise between Houston and Moscow. Crew bedtime is scheduled like a rocket launch. 9:30 in the evening, lights out, wake-up call at 6. Mission Control plans sleep months in advance. When a cargo ship docks at 3 in the morning, the crew cannot just stay up late and nap after. Instead, NASA uses sleep shifting. For several days before the event, bedtime moves earlier or later in small steps, and the LED lights shift with it. Flight surgeons on the ground watch the crew's sleep data and adjust the plan like air traffic controllers. There is a whole team at NASA dedicated to fatigue management, because a sleepy driver on Earth misses an exit. A sleepy astronaut misses a step in a spacewalk checklist. Sleep up there is treated as a life support system, same category as oxygen. So let's make this real. Tonight, you are the astronaut. 9:15 in the evening, Greenwich time. You float into your cabin and pull the panel shut. The walls are white quilted padding, half an arm away on every side. You slide into the bag, zip it to your chest, and slip your arms through the holes. The vent above your head breathes a thin, steady breeze across your face. You strap the mask over your eyes. Somewhere outside, a pump changes pitch. You let your arms go. They rise on their own, weightless, hovering in front of you. Your legs curl slightly. In weightlessness, the body folds into a loose crouch, the posture of a sleeping child. There is no weight on your shoulder, no mattress against your back, no blanket pressing down, just the straps, the hum, and 400 kilometers of nothing under the floor. Outside the closed cover, the sun rises. You sleep through it. It rises again at midnight, again at 1:30, again at 3, around 2 in the morning. The metal hull pops as it warms. You half wake, listen, and the hum tells you everything is fine. You dream. After a few weeks up here, astronauts say their dreams change. People float in them. Some report flying dreams every night. A few say that back on Earth, they kept dreaming of floating for months. At 6, the lights switch to a cold blue morning and the day's schedule pings on the laptop. You unzip the bag. You slept 6 hours and 12 minutes. Better than average. 16 sunrises passed over your closed eyes, and you missed every one of them. It took 6 decades of failures to make that night possible. 1969, Apollo 11 lands on the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin are scheduled to sleep right after walking on the moon. The cabin was freezing, the pumps roared, sunlight leaked through the window covers, and Armstrong's bed was the cover of the ascent engine. He lay on top of a rocket motor, in a suit, and the two men barely slept at all. NASA learned Apollo 12 got hammocks and warmer suits, and crews on the moon finally slept a few real hours. 1973, the Skylab station, America's first bedroom in orbit with 3 tiny compartments and sleeping bags on the walls. Astronauts up there ran the first long sleep experiments, with sensors glued to their heads, proving humans can rest in weightlessness for months. Soviet stations did the same, and cosmonauts on Mir stayed up there over a year. Every bad night between 1961 and today became a design rule. The breeze on the face, the straps on the bag, the lights that fake a sunset. Each one exists because somebody once slept terribly in space. Tonight's crew quarters is the result. A phone booth built from 60 years of exhausted astronauts. So, how do astronauts actually sleep in space? Zipped into a bag on a wall, arms floating, masked against 16 sunrises, with a fan blowing their own breath away, and a planet rolling silently under the floor. Tonight you will lie down on that same soft mattress from the start of this video. Gravity will hold you without straps. Your blanket will stay on by itself. Your breath will drift away on its own, for free. You will sink into your pillow. They will float in a padded box, chasing sleep at 28,000 kilometers per hour. You fall asleep in the safest bedroom ever evolved. They fall asleep inside a machine that has to remember to breathe for them. And honestly, most of them would not trade it for any bed on Earth. Next time, whether two people can actually fall in love on that station. Good night, and when your pillow feels too warm tonight, leave it be. Somewhere overhead, someone is strapping themselves to a wall,